What do you say we give this one a
I feel
shot?
lost without my teleprompter.
Ooh.
You're going to have to get into this a little bit. This is a slow starter.
This is pretty good.
Today on the Farm4Fun show, random FBN trade show after hours edition in Omaha, we are joined by a woman that has bursted onto the social media scene, double clutching her way through life farming, haters, diesel trucks, hair colors, and more. An 8th generation farmer, she has over 329,000 followers on TikTok, 242,000 on Instagram, over 57,000 on Twitter, and 59,000 subs on YouTube. Please welcome from Kentucky, Miss Farmer Grace.
All right.
And there's also another guest, but we're not going to give him a hype, but he's on the show too. Her boyfriend, no big deal. It's just Gavin, I think.
It's just
His
Gavin.
name? I mean, is that his name?
It's just Gavin.
I mean, what's
Just
poppin'?
Gavin. What's poppin'?
Yeah. We'll get to you later.
I thought for a second there this song was going to be perfect when it talked about the son of a third generation farmer, but 8? You said 8?
8? That's what I said. I mean, the internet doesn't lie, right?
All right.
Is it really 8?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to our humble hotel room abode, I guess. This is not natural for us. It was awkward, like, hey, come to our hotel room. We'll have some cameras set up, guys. It's just like a little awkward. It seems like a little back alley type stuff.
If you're watching on YouTube, you totally get this setup. If you're not watching on YouTube, you need to freaking go to YouTube.
This is why you wanted to come here, so you could showcase your banker socks.
Oh, that's right. I do have my banker socks on.
Oh, look at those.
If you're not watching on YouTube, you don't get to see my banker socks. You don't get to see the couch. You don't get to see the beautiful artwork in the background, the makeshift lighting that we have.
The blinding lights everywhere.
Yeah.
Can I show them? Can I show everybody on YouTube the light behind us?
Sure. I don't care.
So the lamp was yellow colored. So we actually
Don't mess it up, though.
We actually made our own light.
Ta-da!
By casting a light
Sunlight.
down the lampshade. Yes. So it is now brighter than day in our hotel room, our nice little suite here at the FBN conference in Omaha.
Yep. So Farmer Grace,
Yes.
from Kentucky, 8th generation. Give us a little background. I gave a little 50,000-foot view. What do you do?
Okay. Do you want like the whole background?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. So I started farming when I was 15. Graduated high school. Went to college for a couple years. Decided it was not for me, so I dropped out.
What did you go to college for?
Ag business.
Okay.
Dropped out. Became a welder. I was a welder fabricator for a year and a half ish, and my social media accidentally, out of nowhere, took off.
Accidentally.
Yeah, so once I started making enough money on there to like pay my bills and stuff, I put my 2 weeks in at my welding job, and I've been farming and doing social media full time since.
Wow.
So what was the accident? You don't know, or just was there one video?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's just one video took off, so I was like, maybe there's something here. So I kept feeding into it, and it just didn't stop.
And it wasn't the double clutching Mack truck video?
No, that one didn't come until a couple years later.
That's fascinating. But now I totally see why Gavin found an interest in you, because if you can find any woman that can weld
And drive a semi.
and drive a semi,
And
Good
a
help's
combine.
hard to find.
It is.
that's right.
Yeah. There's a lot here.
He's not going to let you go, is he?
I know. What were the 3 C's?
Oh, what was it? It was cooks, cleans, and combines.
This is funny because I don't do all 3 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. You need to come up with like W's, like welds, washes, or do you not do
I'm just kidding.
I'm not going to go with the third W. We'll leave that to the listeners to figure out. Let us know. All right, let's get back to the basis. We said 8th generation farmer.
Mm-hmm.
So this is all in where?
Lewisport, Kentucky.
Lewisport, Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How far away from a major metropolis is Lewisport?
Louisville is probably the most known.
Louisville.
I have not heard that for a while.
Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah, let's first of all get that out of the way. How do you say Louisville?
Well, I got in trouble when we recorded down there calling it Louisville.
Yeah, Louisville.
It is Louisville.
No, it's not. It's Louisville.
Louisville. You got marbles in your mouth. Louisville. Peanut butter or something that
Yeah.
doesn't let you get the Louis out.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, I'm like 90 miles west of Louisville.
Okay. And the family farm has always been in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so it started in 1813. Abraham Lincoln actually ran his ferry business on our farm.
What?
And yeah,
What?
A ferry business has to be next to water.
we're in the river bottoms.
Oh,
On
really?
the Ohio River, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, so he ran his business on our farm, and then it was illegal, so he had to go to court for it. And it was his first trial that he won, and that's what got him into politics.
No kidding.
You
I
like
didn't
that stuff.
expect
That's
that.
some
I
good
do.
history
I
right
freaking
there.
love
Yeah.
history.
So he ran, like, did he own the farm when he was there?
No,
He
I think he grew up in Indiana. So I don't know exactly how it happened, but I do know that right off of our farm on the riverbank is where he was.
So
That is
why were
cool.
they saying that was illegal?
I don't think he had the license or the permit or whatever.
Okay.
And he won because he argued that he wasn't ferrying all the way across the river. He was ferrying halfway across the river.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
And then somebody else would pick you up and take you to the other side. Look at that guy. It's like he could be
I
president.
just can't
someday.
believe there would be permits and that kind of stuff at that time in the early 1800s. Like,
Yeah, I know.
who's filing that and who's enforcing
Why?
it?
I think there was another company across the river that was mad.
They're probably-
That he was taking business from them.
I could see that.
Yeah, they wanted to come all the way across the river.
Yeah.
And he was meeting them halfway.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
But my great, however many greats, granddad said he was a horse's ass,
Ooh.
apparently. Yeah.
Ah.
Huh.
Look at that. Now we got some history. We're going to venture into a new category of podcasting.
So ferry is like, it's got obviously a boat, but is that like where you got a rope across the river and you pull it across, or do you actually under your own power? Does anyone know that?
I don't know. I just vision it as a flat floating thing that you could drive a horse and carriage or a
Yeah.
tractor on and get it back
I've
across
just seen
the
some
water.
old westerns where it's like there's no motor or anything. They just kind of pull it across with a rope.
Imagine trying to get two ferries lined up in the middle of a river.
So it's got to be a rope.
You're asking the wrong guy. I
Either
don't
way,
live on a river.
either way, with a rope or not.
Some fact
Right.
checker, tell us if that's true or not. I guess. Yeah, write us.
Okay, so then is the farm passed down on the male side of the family the whole way down?
Yes.
Okay, so now you and your siblings, I assume you have siblings.
I have 7.
So holy crap.
Whoa.
7, okay. All girls?
5 boys.
Oh,
and I
really?
have 2 sisters, and none of them are interested.
No.
So the 5 boys don't want
No.
to farm,
No.
and the 2 sisters don't want to.
Nope.
Well, you are one of the 2 sisters. Otherwise, that's
3.
8 kids.
There's 8 of us.
Oh, you have 7 siblings. Oh, it's
Yeah.
math hard.
Yeah, I know you are a banker, but yeah.
It's okay. We'll let it slide this time.
Jeez. No, don't let it slide. That was that was not good at all.
So where are you in the 8?
I have an older sister, an older brother, and then it's me. And then 4
Okay.
younger brothers and a younger sister.
So is the youngest? How many of your siblings are still in high school or school?
3.
Okay, that was me saying you look young.
Thank you.
Uh huh.
We're all very close in age.
I
The
probably should have
youngest-
carded her before he gave her a beer.
Yeah.
That's what the guest asks, the guest gets. Right?
Yeah.
It's a Busch Light. Thanks to Busch Light for being a sponsor
Yeah,
of the
thank you.
podcast. Absolutely. It's in a bottle though.
The bottles are the best.
Bottles are the best.
I know, but it doesn't go bush. It's more.
Wait, do
It
that
still makes a good noise.
again.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Okay,
It sounds
so
crisp through the microphone. By
yes,
The way.
On my next one, I'll do some ASMR.
we do need.
I'll
we
make
could
sure
do
to crack
that.
it open by the
Okay,
mic.
does anybody know what ASMR stands for?
It sounds
No.
dirty.
It does.
Can I Google it?
Yes, go right ahead and Google it because I tried to do an ASMR to appeal to that group of people of corn dumping out of the hopper of a semi into an
Yeah.
auger, and I did it in slow mo, thinking, all right, let's really get this kicked off and ready to roll. But man, it didn't take off as well as I was hoping it would go with. But I agree, it just sounds dirty. What do you got?
It's autonomous sensory meridian response.
Oh, so it's a brain thing.
Yeah.
This is a sensory overloading, overpowering.
How bad was that with the mic?
Well, we'll let you get by with that. Okay, so 7 siblings. Nobody else wants to farm?
Nope.
So it may pass down now after going through the masculine side of the family and be with you, who's not a man.
No,
Right.
I'm not. Just
We're-
to clarify.
I don't know it anymore. I don't know what Gavin's into.
It's
you know?
2022. It's hard to say.
I'm not the judge, Gavin.
Right.
So, did you always want to farm?
Yeah. My dad gave us all the same opportunity when we were growing up. He'd take us all out there, and if we picked it up, we picked it up. And if not, he's not one to force his kid to do something because it's what he wants them to do. So
Well, he's got 8 choices, 8 chances.
Yeah, I know, and only one of them came back. But I ran a combine for the first time when I was 9, and that's when I decided, like, right then and there,
Wow.
I was going to farm.
That's a lot of faith.
How old were you when you ran a combine first?
Oh, boy. I bet I was, like, sitting on my dad's lap, I was probably like,
No, by yourself. Free solo.
yeah, no.
Free solo.
Free solo combine. I bet I was college.
Yeah.
Really?
Gavin?
Huh?
A combine? Oh, it was when I bought my own.
Oh, yeah.
When I got to run a combine on my own. A tractor, I was 15, I think. I helped, like, completely on my own with no one in the cab. I was 15.
Yeah.
Helped a neighbor move it from one end of the field to the other.
Yeah.
But combine, yeah, that's like the one thing, boss man gets to run the combine. No one else touches it. At least around us, it's what it seems like.
Yeah,
So.
for me, it was mom and dad always did the combine. I was in college before I got to run the combine by myself.
Yeah.
There was a lot of solo tractor drives. I mean, I
Right,
was taking
right.
pairs of wagons to town to co-op before I had a license, but not combine. So that's a big deal.
I got lucky.
You did, and that probably is what solidified the bug that you had it.
Yeah.
Couldn't get away from it.
Yeah. And like in kindergarten, they'll ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I never knew what to say, ever. And then just one day, I don't know, I guess it's just the thrill of heavy equipment that I just really like.
Hey, I don't disagree with that at all. I mean, I get made fun of all the time taking vacation away from the bank to go run equipment. But it's just a different level of pleasure, just to use a word.
The equipment operation of the farm is the fun part.
Agreed.
Everything else, I don't know. I mean, it could be
I
taxing.
mean, I do like Excel spreadsheets.
You do.
But that's not everybody.
I haven't been in the office since like right before harvest, so like I need to get to the office, but I'm procrastinating here in Omaha.
It's justified.
Networking.
And my tax appointment
It's
is
justified.
in 7 days. So
It's on its way. It's
We'll
gonna be
figure it
here
out.
before you know it.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
So then on the farm, what kinds of crops, livestock, what do you guys raise?
Just corn and soybeans.
Okay.
That's all for now. I'm hoping to get into like agritourism with the pumpkin patch and corn maze and all that stuff, and hopefully
Why?
a feedlot of some sort, because that's where the money's at.
But still, why?
You
I
gotta
think it'd
deal
be
with a lot of
fun.
people.
I mean, it is. I agree. I see a lot of successful agritourism farms. We've yet to have, I think, anybody on the podcast to talk about it yet.
No, we had Andrew Blake,
Oh, that's right. Yeah, with Blake's
and
Hardcider.
New York Farm Girls.
That's right. I
They do that.
stand corrected.
Yeah.
Thanks to the steel trap over here of a guest dictionary. But it just, to deal with all the people all the time?
Yeah, I know. That,
You got to hire people for that.
yeah.
You do what
That's
you
what I'm
like,
gonna do.
and then hire the people for what you don't want.
Are
to do.
there any of those types of businesses in your area?
No. Which
Oh.
is why I think it'll be pretty successful.
Yeah.
It's because
You might as well plant Christmas trees, too.
there actually is none of that around me, like at all, I don't think.
Oh.
So when we went
Smart.
to Kentucky and we were driving into Louisville,
Oh,
Louisville.
I mean, it was like a crop field here and there, and then trees everywhere. You know, here and there. Like, so is it like that around you? A lot of trees, or
Yes.
okay,
A lot of trees.
but just not Christmas trees.
Not Christmas trees.
Yeah, because now that you mention that, I do remember it seems like the only crop ground was down on what you would consider to be a river bottom.
Yeah, I was just like, this is where Mark Thomas farms.
Yeah, you would drive down there and they're beautiful. I mean, you're looking at a landscape with a lot of changing elevations, and all of a sudden, yeah, there's a cornfield.
Yep. Yeah, Kentucky's very weird. There's mainly around us, there's a lot of industry. So farming isn't like a huge thing where we're at. But for the most part, we're pretty lucky. We got flat land, and it just makes things
there's
a lot easier.
huge factory every 5 miles.
Yeah.
Really?
There's a lot of
Yeah.
industry.
And I mean, dotted all up and down the river.
Making what?
There's an aluminum plant and
Paper mill.
the paper mill. My dad works at a cable company.
No, wait a minute. Your dad works at a cable company?
Yeah, he works at
and
Southwire.
farms?
Yes.
And you farm. Has he always worked at the cable company?
He started working there, I don't know how many years ago. I'm going to say like 10. That's probably not right, but I think it's
Sure.
around that.
But is that all year round, or is that
Yes.
seasonal for him?
No, it's all year round.
Oh, wow.
So he works Monday through Thursday, 6 to 4. So during that time, I'm by myself.
Sure.
So in the morning, I'll wake up and I'll haul a load to town. Then I'll come back and I'll shell a load or cut a load or whatever. And then I'll take that one to town and then I'll come back, do the same thing over and over again.
Yeah.
And then by the time the elevator's closed is when he gets off work. So we'll just fill everything up and I'll do it all again tomorrow.
Right.
Wow.
That almost feels opposite of what a lot of operations are.
That's the solo.
That's the dad. The
Climb
dad's
of
doing
farming.
It is. And no, if you don't know what we're talking about when we keep mentioning solo or free soloing, you got to go check out what happened at FBN, because that was the keynote speaker for tonight was
Alex Honnold.
Alex Honnold, not Han Solo. Alex Honnold, who free solos climbing. So that I just know of a lot of operations to where the younger generation is the one who's working during the day and then comes back and helps shell at night and loads everything up, and then dad or mom takes it to the elevator during the day. So it's almost reversed from what I've been used to seeing.
Yeah. And I mean, it's fun. It's not too bad. I mean, he works 5 minutes down the road. If something were to happen, he'll be there quick, and he works with good people, and he's got a good boss, and they all know that I'm out there by myself. So if anything happens or if I need him for anything, he's right there. So
Oh, that's really cool. So then, does any of your grain go into the famous Kentucky whiskey or bourbon or any of the
Don't know.
booze? You don't know? You're not
Probably
you're
not.
like specifically growing for
no.
what was that? Mellow yellow?
Oh, mellow corn.
Mellow
Yeah.
corn was
Mellow yellow. Mellow yellow.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say, wait, that's my favorite drink.
it?
You know, that mellow corn actually is just the bottom shelf of whatever distillery that is. And they had some
That's
good
true.
stuff that in their line that we've had before. I can't
Right.
think of it right now, but
Yeah, I can't wait till we go back to Louisville and can restock my bourbon collection.
I know I'm gonna be a little bit more proactive about that. I took it for granted last time I was there, the selection that we had.
It's a good thing that it's not like customs when you come from out of country and back in and they check all your luggage, because I think the pickup's going to be half full of booze from Kentucky.
Yep.
But no, that yeah, it'd be interesting to know if any of your corn actually gets into the booze at all. But when you're doing these tasks on your own, do you have a favorite one on the farm?
I don't know. I like different things about all of them. So, and it's also nice because combining all day can get boring. So it's nice to combine for a little bit and then hop in a truck and do like
That is
more
nice.
fast-paced stuff,
Yeah.
and then slow down a little bit when you get in the combine. I don't know. It makes the days not feel so long.
That's my complaint of when I do get to run the combine. It's like after about an hour of it, I'm like ready to get out, stretch, and go do something. It's like, okay, that's enough. I like seeing the corn come in, but you can
Yeah.
only see it so much. So
It seems like any more of the harvest that I get to participate in, I end up sitting in a semi and just driving, because it's so hard to find truck drivers.
Right.
Yeah. But I
do
also
you double clutch?
I don't double clutch. I float.
You float.
I do. I float.
All right. Well, that concludes our time here.
But the funny thing is I had to double clutch in order to get the CDL back when you had to take the test.
Oh, you did that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I did one of those things where you pay someone like $350 and they give you this automatic truck with a flatbed on it.
Oh.
Yeah. Actually, it wasn't automatic. They changed it so if you were shifting, you had to run a shifting, but then it was a 5-speed gas. So it's like then you're just shifting like a Honda Civic.
I took my CDL was in a 5-speed.
Yeah.
A little 5-speed truck and a little bitty gooseneck trailer.
Yep.
But it still counted. Still
Yep.
got CDL. I can drive whatever I want.
Yeah. I still had to double clutch, and you weren't allowed to shift through the intersection. You had to, whatever gear you took off in, you were supposed to complete your turn through
Yep.
or complete your path. Yeah. I still remember the whole process. Yeah.
So did your dad teach you how to drive truck?
Kind of. So the way my dad teaches me how to do things is he lets me ride with him for a little bit, and then he leaves. And he's like, okay, have fun.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yep.
So that I kind of, I don't know, I just learned better that way anyway.
Right.
Just figuring it out on my own.
Well, yeah, you get to make your own mistakes. You don't have to be embarrassed because somebody's watching you.
Yeah.
Except for the people behind you that are mad because they're late for work.
It's okay. They'll get over it.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be honest. So I'd never double clutched before this year, and saw your video and saw everyone like either liking or hating. Like it was like
Have
it was
you been
purely
practicing?
It was purely awesome because I loved what you knew what you were doing, right? Like you had a little taste of it on TikTok, and then you put it over on Twitter, and everyone just like loses their mind.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah.
melts down.
Nuts.
I
I've
knew what
never
I was
seen
doing.
anyone just go from what you were to like 57,000 followers on. I mean, 10,000 followers on Twitter is crazy
Yeah.
because Twitter's just hard, and people are just losing their mind. But I actually double clutched this fall. I was like, oh.
How did it work out for you?
It was pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, I'm still floating, but like, I'm like, oh, well, it's not as intimidating as it.
It's like in
as I
front of
thought it
her
was.
boyfriend, I've been like not looking at her legs, but looking at her legs to see if her left leg is so much stronger than her right one because of all the clutching that she does.
That is after a long day of clutch or a long day of trucking. Even if I'm not double clutching, I'm tired of hitting the clutch.
Yes. Yes, my poor banker body's not accustomed to it. If I get into one to where the clutch just got more resistance than the other, and I sit there and hold it for a while, I'd
Yeah.
start to get sore.
Talking about Twitter, it was a running joke between me and her because I never followed her back on Twitter. It was one
Yeah.
of the few social medias where I had more followers than her, and I'm sitting at like 7,000.
Yeah.
And I didn't follow her until she had like 6,000. And then the next day she posted that video, and she went, bam, 20,000, 40,000. I'm like, what is going on here? This is not fair.
Literally every time I hit another 10, I'd text him and be like,
Yeah, she
I
was
just
texting
hit.
me the whole day, play by play.
I did like you were playing along with it. You're like, oh, sorry, I missed a 20.
Yeah.
Here's to 30.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That's still pretty cool. So do you actually double clutch all the time?
I do. Yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah, that truck, that one especially. Our red one isn't as bad, but
All right, what kind of trucks are these?
these are our Model Max,
R Model Max.
85.
Pretty
She kind of
badass.
said that like Louisville too. R Model Max.
How do you say it?
Mac R model.
See, he says it backwards.
I have a Mac R model. Actually, we went and picked it up. It is so much easier to double clutch those trucks. The way they are geared, I talked a lot of crap on her when, poked fun
You
at her
did.
because she always double clutched. Until I bought one and drove it hauling grain, I double clutch it.
Yeah.
Because there's so much space, RPM wise, between the two gears. Double clutching allows you to bump into that next one without losing all your ass.
Because what is it? It's a 8-speed? What is it?
Mine's
Yeah, pretty much
mine's
9.
a 9.
Okay, 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes a little bit more sense.
So like when we're floating, we're losing like what 250, 300 RPM probably on most
Sometimes,
engines these
yeah.
days.
yeah, I mean, sometimes not even that much, depending upon which truck I'm in.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy how each truck, even if it has the same motor, can have its own little mind of its own. Little personality.
On that Mac, I mean, you climb till it's screaming, and then if you're not double clutching, you're dropping down to like 1,000, 1,200.
Oh,
I mean,
and you're
there's
just
so
lugging.
much space in the middle that
Right.
double clutching allows you to jump in the next one and keep
Yeah.
on going.
Yeah.
But it's also got so much torque. I mean, you could climb a hill going 2 miles an hour. Like, you just go.
Yeah, fully loaded.
It's it's just a brute.
Nice. I've always heard good things about Max. We've never had them, but a couple farmers down the road have them, and they seem to get along with them fine. So
They look to me, just from the outside, because I've never been in one either, that they just would be reliable.
They are very.
Go out, start it up, go to town.
Mm-hmm.
that's
not
why they
worry
were
about it.
dump trucks for a long time. I mean, that was like the premier dump truck.
That's true. Now that you mention that, there's a large concrete company around us that now that's probably the only place I see our Model Max running.
Yep.
And they're usually running on belly dumps or side dumps.
Yep. So
Nice.
on the when did your dad? What did you say? 9 years old? You started driving a combine. 10 years. When did you start like full time? Was that right after high
11,
school?
when she was 11.
Was that right after high school? Was it? Did you go to college for a little bit, or
So,
like you were welding?
yeah, so I started farming when I was 15. So while
When you
Dad
say
was at
started-
work,
When you say started farming, what do you mean by that?
I started renting my own ground.
Okay.
So while Dad was at work, I was at school. After I got out of school, he would pick me up and we'd go to the farm. And we'd both work all afternoon and then do it again the next day. And then when I graduated high school, I went to college. So I'd be there Monday through Friday, come home on the weekends, and I'd just help him on the weekends because that's all I could do.
Yeah.
And then, so that was 2 years of that. Got really homesick. didn't feel like I was learning anything. Everything I was learning in college I found it online.
Because you said ag biz, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, COVID hit. Can I say that word?
Yeah.
COVID hit. And I was like, perfect. It's the best excuse in the world. So I told my mom, because I knew she wouldn't be happy. I told her, I was like, I can't go to school during COVID. I can't do online classes. I'm just going to take a break. She was like, okay, but you better go back.
Mm-hmm. Kind of like Alex Honnold. He took a break.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, maybe one day I'll go back, but probably not.
Sure. What's he out? 30 semesters? He hasn't gone back yet?
Yeah, no big deal. So I came back home, and I didn't want to move back in with my parents. So I started welding, bought myself a house right by the farm, and then once I started social media, took a accidental, very upward turn.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it was probably about a year after my social media took off that I was making enough to cover all my bills, like my house bills.
Wow.
So I
So which
put
platforms?
my 2 weeks in. YouTube and Instagram
Okay.
at that time, and I guess Facebook. But after,
I didn't
like,
put any
immediately.
I didn't put any Facebook stats on your
oh yeah,
on
my
your sheet.
Facebook is blowing up.
Jeepers. All the grandmas are over there.
Oh, it's the grandpas.
Oh, it's
Grandpas.
the grandpas.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you like that, Gavin? All the grandpas that are watching Grace.
Okay, honestly, like I see some of the messages she gets. Could never be a girl with social media. It is insane.
We're gonna get into that.
The amount of messages and what is in the messages, mind-boggling. There's like some weirdos in this world.
There, yeah. We always talk about that. Just girls. Well, let's just get into it. Let's get right
Okay.
into it right now. What's the worst, or how?
We can't talk about that.
I can't tell you the worst. It's probably not appropriate.
She's gonna pull up real ones. This
I
is-
am. I'm
this
gonna
is
read
the
some.
nitty-
Let's put them on
The
blast.
nitty gritty. Do you remember what we just interrupted? Where she was at in her story, so we can come back to it.
Yeah, she left school. And
Her
she welded.
social media
and then,
blew up.
Yeah,
It was-
yeah,
okay.
there we go.
So
Oh
we're
yeah,
at-
that's pretty much it.
that's the end of the
Should
story.
I finish that right now? Okay, so like social media blew up once I started making enough to cover all my bills. I put my 2 weeks in at my welding job, and I've just been social media.
Did you go to school to be a welder at all?
No,
or
she's
just
No.
in business.
No, I actually knew the owner of the shop,
Okay.
so
Just
I
learn as
played
you go.
I played the system a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He had a trailer that I needed to move back home.
Oh.
So I texted him. I said, "Hey, can I borrow your trailer?" He was like, "Yeah." So I met him at the shop, and he was like, "What are you moving home for?" I said, "Oh, I dropped out of school." He said, "You probably need a job then." I said, "Yeah." "You hiring?" He said, "Yeah, actually." "Can you weld?" And I said, "Yeah." And I started the following Monday.
Could you actually weld?
Yeah.
Oh, you could.
Yeah.
So that was something your dad had taught you. Oh, that was a bad assumption.
I-
How did you learn how to weld?
I guess I didn't go to school for welding, but I took a class, like a college class
Sure.
while I was in high school on it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I knew enough to
So
get me by.
What was the main welding you were doing at that job? Was it always the same cut, the same weld, the same bracket, the same, or was
No.
it various?
It wasn't exactly the same, but it was like structural for a lot of factories. So
Okay.
we built like platforms and
Yeah.
stuff kind of like that.
It wasn't necessarily Corey's going to bring you in something that he broke on the farm and fix it. This was
No. We'd get that every once in a while, but
Yep.
mainly our
Stick
contracted jobs. MIG
MIG.
for the most part.
That's wire, right?
Yeah.
I'm terrible. I'm a terrible farmer for not knowing my welds. I'm just like stick, turn the power all the way up. Like, yeah, it'll be good. It'll hold.
All right. Now I think we got to the end of the story, right?
All right.
We got caught up.
Yeah.
Now we can get into some nitty gritty.
Yeah, I mean, I got.
This
some
is
other
actually
questions,
usually
I don't know.
this is
No, I'm.
this
I'm
is
here
about
for
the
this.
time. This is about the time we usually take a break and we do some type of a weird drink taste. So you guys
Okay.
maybe
Yeah,
have
Busch
caught
Light
on to that.
bottles.
This the only thing weird we have here is we're drinking. Well, at least Corey's drinking out of a Busch Light bottle.
Yeah.
And how would you describe the difference between a can and a bottle here, Corey?
It's like the Midwest champagne in a
Oh.
bottle. You know, it's really good. It's
Yeah.
really smooth.
Because we've done all kinds of weird stuff. I mean, we have done fruit punch. We've done lemonade. We've done
Have you ever done sweetened unsweet tea?
We actually
Yeah,
did.
let me get a review.
No, we actually did do. Oh, yeah. But you should.
Can I
do
give a review?
You can do a review of the. So just so the listeners know, we try to cater to our guests and put drinks in the studio that they can enjoy. And tea was a request, and it came across as tea, not specifically a sweetened tea. So I got an unsweet tea, thinking, all right, this man probably would drink. What are you doing here? Oh,
I
this is
haven't done my due diligence of
Yes.
vlogging.
So I bought unsweetened tea and come to find out that it should have been sweetened. So instead, at the coffee station tonight at the presentation, I went and grabbed a whole bunch of sugar packets so Gavin could put sugar in his unsweetened tea. Is it okay?
No, it's delicious.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. I've never
I'll
had
give
better.
my review.
Okay.
And it is?
Thumbs down.
Oh. Of sweetened tea in general or of what he just made?
No, I love sweet tea.
Oh.
Have you guys ever realized the split in the country between sweet and unsweet tea? Like, it's a hard line.
I enjoy a
Mason
sweet
Dixon
tea.
line.
Yeah. Is that what it,
I just assume that's how it was made. I don't know.
the further north I travel, the less often they have sweet tea.
Yes, and I would say for me, I will take a sweet tea, and I will cut it with unsweetened tea because it's just too sweet for me. So I'm probably middle of the road.
Yeah, I'm always just a regular tea guy.
Yeah.
And then McDonald's came out with their sweet tea or whatever, and my cousin would drink that, and I tried something. It about made me sick how sweet it was.
Oh, I thought you were going the other direction.
No.
I thought you were gonna
I
be
love
off
their
this.
tea.
No.
I love their tea.
I bet you do, but I don't. I don't know. Too
See,
sweet.
at home when we say, I want a glass of tea, a glass of iced tea, we're talking about sweet tea.
Yeah. Here, it's iced tea.
All right. We've stalled long enough.
We've been putting this off. Tanner and I we wanted to start a podcast about this. We don't get the messages, obviously, but we want.
He doesn't get the messages.
Okay.
But we've talked to enough people that do, and it's like you could literally have a podcast of it could be two girls that just sit there and talk about the dirty DMs they get all day long.
Yeah, you could rotate a third guest in that brings in a unique perspective, but holy smoke, some of the stories we've heard.
So let's hear it. What do you got?
Now we can't be too vulgar.
There we go. We edit it out.
Worst case, we edit
Look,
it out.
there's going to be one where it's going to be a bleep. The whole thing's going to be bleeped out.
Oh yeah.
Can I make Gavin read them?
Ooh. That's right. Should come from a male voice, right?
You truck. This is from.
You gotta
a guy
sound
named Bobby.
dirty. Yo, come on.
Oh
You
my
don't-
God.
you
Look at
don't
the
have been there.
bio.
You trucked straight through my heart, then you farmed my love. Now the bountiful crop of love is ready for harvest. Corn emoji, heart emoji, kissy face emoji.
That came from some 13-year-old.
That was well written. I mean, what kind of thought was?
this
There's so much thought into
Wait,
this.
read the username.
this guy's name is Foot Wimp. It says,
Oh boy.
"Take my money?" ? I'm a loser.
Okay, at least he admits it. I mean, like,
That's how we lead in this today's world.
so what? I mean, what'd you send him?
She hasn't even accepted them. These are the ones that.
Yeah, these are the requests.
We
Wait, yeah, go the other way.
we had a show that we were unable to air, and gosh, there was a really good one about taking my money and just how forward the request was and how bizarre it was. But then she was tempted to respond like, "Oh, this is a piece of cake. I can make a lot.
feet pics.
Right, I can make a lot of
Yeah.
money for doing this."
Yep.
Yo, this is from a guy named Daniel. Yo, you look exactly like my wife.
No, just keep reading.
And then a couple minutes later,
A couple minutes.
I'm not just saying this. You actually do look like her twin. And then a couple minutes later, well, we aren't together anymore. But when I first met her, wow, exactly like you. Few minutes later, damn, you are sexy. Followed by a couple vulgar sentences. And then a couple minutes later, are you left-handed?
What? What does that matter?
Oh, that's pretty good. Here, let me pull my phone out and
Oh,
go
yeah.
through the ones
Oh,
that we.
read this one.
Oh, here's a DM from a guy named Rob. It says, "Hi, Grace. My name is Rob. I do a weekly agricultural podcast. Would you be interested in an interview?"
What a
Oh, my
dirty,
God.
dirty DM.
Oh,
Wow. Do you think he even
Gee,
wrote that
Christmas.
himself?
Should I read this one?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know if it can get any
We
worse.
need
than the one you just
a
read.
bad one. If nothing
Oh,
else,
no.
we can edit it out, and then it could be like a TikTok clip.
Yes.
You have to read it.
Why can't you? You can't even
I
read
don't-
it yourself.
it's funnier when he reads it.
Hi. Couple hours later. Watch me wank, baby.
Oh no!
Couple hours later. Please, can I wank over you?
Oh
What?
my
Hold
god!
on, there's another one. Oh wait, no, not that one.
And this is from.
Oh,
This is all coming on platforms that
these are all on Twitter.
are PG
Oh,
rated.
Twitter.
I
This is
mean-
all Twitter.
Oh.
So
Is Twitter the worst?
no.
No.
So TikTok's probably okay because you can't get a DM
Yeah.
unless you follow them back.
Yeah, TikTok is fine.
Pretty clean.
Instagram and Twitter. And even Facebook, actually. Facebook
I could
gets
see
crazy.
that. Well, that's the
It
dirty
makes-
grandpas.
Makes
Yeah,
me feel
so-
honored that she responded back to our Instagram DM. Or maybe, I can't remember where we originally connected at, but I feel honored that we didn't get thrown into the do not read category.
We do get that sometimes.
Oh, this is a good one. You should be cloned.
Oh. Is that not like the biggest compliment ever? I feel like if I ever got a message like that, that would be a compliment to
Yeah,
me.
but no one wants you cloned.
Oh, that's
Jesus.
just
You're
think,
unique.
just
You're
think of the
unique.
amount of things we could achieve in Excel.
Hey, you
If
could do
there
a
was
lot of
two
Excel
of me.
documents. Yeah.
We could do.
Do you
all
guys
that.
ever get weird DMs?
No.
Like our weird is nothing sexual at all. It's just like weird guest requests.
Correct. It's the stretch.
Especially from that guy named Rob in Illinois. Like, yeah, that
Ah.
sometimes.
I just can't keep them out of our DMs.
No, like the weirdest probably come on LinkedIn. Which you
I
guys-
forget about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that is probably the extent of the weird that we get is who thinks they would be a good guest or whose PR person thinks they would be a good guest on the show, and it's
Yeah.
some loose tie to.
But it's crazy. We will like not respond to a bunch, but then we did. I don't know why we decided to for
Coming
that
out,
one.
coming out in a couple weeks.
Coming out in a couple weeks. It's like a blockchain one for farming and all. Like it's
Yeah.
pretty cool and very, very interesting. So
But it seemed like one of those spam bots that hit us, and it kept coming back and kept coming back, and finally responded because I was sick of getting the message, and that was a great interview.
yeah,
It'll be a good one for our guests as far as that goes.
yeah.
Let's jump back to try and regain control of this
What?
podcast.
What was that? No, edit that out.
What can let's try to regain control of this podcast. Is that better?
Yeah, here we go.
It's not, and none of this is getting edited out because I'm the one that does the editing.
Oh shit.
Your hair is black, brunette.
It's
Black.
Black.
It's black today.
Today.
It's not
Today.
always. It's not always been black.
No, a few days ago it was brown.
Oh, no kidding! Like that recently.
Yeah.
So how often does this change?
I'll start from the beginning.
Let's do it.
I dyed it pink one time, just for fun, and then I went back blonde, and then probably like a year later, I was like, you know what? Let's go pink again. So then I went pink, and then purple, and then blue, and then blonde, and then red, and then black, and then it faded to brown, and then I just dyed it black again a few days ago.
Okay.
Where was teal?
Oh, I said blue. I meant teal.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. I had them all down on a piece of paper.
You did some research.
You wrote it
How-
down?
how
Are they
creep-
in order?
How creeper stockish is that?
You were one of the DMs.
Under a pseudo
What's your
name.
next hair color, baby?
I'm the Rob from Illinois. But at one time, your hair color matched your truck.
Mm-hmm.
Do you
Yep.
still have that truck?
No.
What color is your truck now?
Black.
That's
See?
still black.
Set her
Okay.
up for that one.
Okay.
That was like professional host right there.
There you go.
I knew it was coming. Another stalkerish comment. Just for fun, right?
Yeah.
And that was something that, Gavin, you said,
Oh, that was one of my icks for that TikTok.
Oh yeah.
oh, I didn't watch that one.
That,
You need to watch it. It's funny.
I watched it. It was funny.
yeah.
She
So-
she
It's
doesn't
been
remember
the,
anything.
In her defense, yeah, she doesn't remember anything.
I don't.
In her defense, it's been the same color the whole time we've been dating.
It has.
Well, yesterday it was brown, though.
Wow.
Black faded.
It's been a normal color the whole
A
time.
normal color.
normal color.
Normal. What's normal?
So it won't. You're not going to let her go back to pink or teal or.
I like black. Hey, it's her hair. She can do whatever she wants with it. I like it black.
I mean, as long as she shows up and drives truck and
Right. Yeah.
That's right.
welds.
As long as the grain gets to town, who cares?
washes, welds, cooks, cleans, combines. Or no, those were
No,
W's and
the
C's.
3W, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work out.
Well, we probably should get into that. Like, how did you guys meet? I mean, was it social media? I mean, your state's away.
Through social media. Well,
Yeah. I really didn't know who he was, like, at all.
Yeah.
And
but
we
he
went
had so
to-
many more followers on Twitter than you did.
I know. I can't even believe I didn't realize just the
Because
presence
he
of
was on
celebrity.
Rob's show before you.
Oh, yeah, that's celebrity
Yeah.
over here.
Yeah.
But we went to the farm show in Louisville last year. It was us and a few other people. We had all just rented a house, a bunch
Got
of
a
random strangers.
Airbnb.
Rented a Airbnb together and all stayed together for a week, and that's where I met him.
That's right.
And
It was
we
like
barely kept in touch, like, at all.
Yeah.
it was like the Trader House Part 2.
Yeah. Yeah, because you came up to the booth with Emma.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Emma, Ethan Clark, Tyler Killerbees,
Yep.
Brandon Strutzenberg at Iowa. We all stayed at this Airbnb together.
Yep. And then I was in Nebraska. Yes, I was in Nebraska, and he was cutting wheat, and I was on my way back. So I texted him. I was like, I'm coming for wheat harvest for a little bit. So I came to his house and
Ran the combine.
ran the combine for him.
I needed someone in the grain cart that day, but then she ended up going in the combine. My hired guy went in the semi, and I went in the grain cart.
There you go. And
Got it knocked
did you
out.
break anything?
No.
No.
No wonder she stuck around.
Mm-hmm.
I know. And then we went to
New York.
New York.
That was at the end of July, beginning of August.
For just what? For
It was-
vacation or what?
So
It was a farm show, and I had invited everybody that went to the Louisville farm show.
Okay.
And Gavin was the only one that could go.
ended up everyone that was in the Airbnb. We all are in a Snapchat group chat together.
Yep.
So she was going to New York. I had nothing going on at that point in time. It wasn't harvest yet. Spraying was over. I'll go to New York. I've never been to New York. Got to meet the New York farm girls.
Nice.
So spent a whole week there. Then came back, and then we ended up going to Farm Progress in Iowa together.
We just kind of never stopped going to farm shows together.
And at what
Became
point
one
did you
thing.
become boyfriend, girlfriend?
Is that even a thing?
Technically, October 8th.
Hey,
Did you
That's
actually
the day.
did you
Yes.
actually have to ask her?
Yeah, I asked.
Yeah.
I don't know where my voice
I
went
made him
there.
ask.
You made it? You
Oh, yeah. No, I did not.
Jeez.
So how does the long distance thing work?
Honestly, it's...
Neither one of us mind traveling much, and cell phones help a lot. Like this,
Yeah.
our relationship wouldn't work in the 80s. Like,
Yeah.
how do you
Yeah,
keep in
absolutely not.
touch?
Yeah, go to the payphone at 5 and I'll call you.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not viable.
Yeah.
At the same time, it helps because we're self-employed. Like, we're both our own boss. So if
Right.
Yeah.
at any point I can rearrange my schedule and up and leave, and he can do the same.
Because how far is it? Like
5 hours on the
hours.
dot, based on Google Maps. It never takes.
That's
that
not
long.
terrible.
Uh-huh.
I've wasted
It never
5
takes that
hours
long.
doing a hell of a lot of work stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
You know.
I can make a ton of business calls. I can listen to podcasts. I enjoy driving. I like looking at farmland. There's a lot of farmland between me and her.
Right.
Yeah, you
So-
just need like a Prius now.
Right. Yeah, not a 3/4 ton Chevy gasser.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Thanks, Joe
Man.
Biden.
I just was reflecting back on when I was in high school, the fact that you had to plan phone calls around when your parents were going to not pay attention to pick up on the other end of the
And
phone
listen to you.
or the dial-up internet, because if someone was on the internet and you picked the phone up, all you could hear was the dial-up noise.
Do you remember the free minutes after 11 o'clock or 9 o'clock or something like that?
That would have been after I had a cell phone, because I didn't.
Yeah, it was cell phone.
Right.
I remember that. Girls would just want to talk, and they just lay there and they wouldn't say nothing. Like, no wonder they made texts, you know.
I remember the T9 word on,
Oh, I could do
on
T9.
texting. Yeah.
Yeah, these guys probably know nothing about
I
that.
remember teaching my mom how to text by, you had to hit a certain button 3 times to get a
Yeah.
letter.
Yep.
My dad, to this day, does not know how to use the internet. He has a flip phone. He doesn't know what Bookface is. He okay, my dad got so excited because he loves listening to music, but there's songs that he only hears when they come on the radio. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I have Apple
Did
Music
you
and
burn him a
YouTube.
CD?
And,
Oh.
No, he's got Bluetooth in his new truck, but he didn't know how to use it. But I hooked my truck up to it, and he just thinks it's a magic that I can play any song he wants on demand. So he's listening to songs he hasn't heard in 30 years. And he's like, hey, play this one next. Play this one next.
Can I do this one? Right.
Yeah.
Awesome. He'd have to call into the DJ to get it.
You've
played
got
if
you've
you wanted
got
to hear
a
it.
dad's playlist on
Right,
on your
right.
Spotify app.
Yeah. And he's like, there's no way you can find this song. Play this one. Immediately pull it up. He's like, how did you find that one? There's no way.
Every song ever.
Yeah.
Another one.
You got to open it next to the mic though, so we can compare the
ASMR.
Are you ready?
right next to the mic.
Oh, hold on. Let me figure out how I want to do this.
Oh,
I think you gotta-
Sorry, I burped.
What are the, come across one of those? They are weird.
Be sure to cut out my burps, okay?
I can do that. Anything for the guest.
Means he's not going to do
It's okay. I don't really care that much.
All right, so we're plenty deep into the show here. So now this is purely entertainment for our diehard listeners. Let's play a little bit of the newlywed game, even though we're just newly dating.
Newly dating game.
What do you think about that? It's
right.
either this or we go with these lame jokes that I've got down. Here's an
No,
example.
You drive it.
Did you read one of the jokes?
No,
Have you read the
I
jokes yet?
don't read those.
I want to hear one.
So why is bacon called bacon and cookies called cookies? Because you bake cookies, but you cook bacon.
It's too late in the night to think that hard.
See, isn't it? Except for someone's going to listen to this and go,
That's the joke?
well, that was a riddle. It was not necessarily a joke.
I thought you said they were jokes.
So we just
I
have to
did.
sit here and ponder and like laugh internally, or what?
Is laugh internally a nice way of saying it wasn't funny?
Yeah, I
Nobody's
guess.
laughing. Nobody's laughing.
Banker jokes. They're worse than dad jokes.
All right, so since this is Grace's show, which we've been calling you, we didn't do that part of it. Are we allowed to ask?
Well, on Facebook, that's not her first name,
Right.
but is it?
Is what?
Are we allowed?
Is
Are we
Grace
allowed to
your
show?
first name or real name?
It's my middle name.
Yeah.
Do you go by Grace?
Yeah.
Is that what you call her? I pointed at
Yes.
Gavin for listeners.
It is actually what I call her.
Okay.
I almost never call her by her first name.
Okay. Are we allowed to say the first name? No. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't care.
Nobody gets to know. No.
I mean, she said she was blowing up on Facebook. And
Buddy
that's
gets
on
to know.
Facebook, so
That's right.
Yeah, I guess that's
the
true.
old grandpa's got it.
Yeah, I'm not very hard to find on Facebook.
What, Grace? You got to think about this without answering it. Gavin's going to give the answer. What is Grace's biggest fear?
I don't know if she has any.
Fearless? No way.
That's a lie.
Even Alex Honnold.
I know
isn't
we've talked about
fearless.
this.
Ooh.
Oh, that was a good hint.
I was listening to you, not them. 'cause I'm an attentive boyfriend.
That's pretty
Okay,
good.
I'll give the
Podcast
hint.
guest. I
I'll
guess.
give the hint because I want you to guess it. It has something to do with the keynote speaker earlier.
That's terrible.
Public speaking.
No.
Oh.
Climbing. Heights. She hates heights. She will not climb a grain bin.
got
I
it.
didn't know that was your biggest fear. I knew it was a fear.
It's a pretty big one, apparently.
It's one of my only ones, so I'd say it's my biggest.
Now, is it a fear of heights or a fear of falling? Because that's a
I don't-
debate in my household.
Yeah,
I don't
I-
mind heights.
you're probably right. It's probably a fear of falling.
'Cause
But also at the same time, I can't say that because I went skydiving. So
Oh man.
Whoa. Skydiving. What was that like?
it was really cool. I don't know how I did it.
Did you do you didn't do solo, you were strapped to somebody
No.
else.
Yeah,
No
they
free
don't-
solos
they
here.
don't let you do that.
So you jumped off, obviously survived. Mm-hmm. But what type of describe that? What type of an adrenaline rush was that? Or did you black out?
I didn't black out. So I have a really hard time comprehending like what's going on. Like I don't realize what just happened until after it's already happened.
That's why Gavin's still around.
So we get up in the plane. We're like 10,000 feet in the air. And I'm sitting there, just happy as can be, looking out the window at all the land and all the... And then he's like, okay, it's our turn. I was like, okay, cool. So we sit on the edge of the plane. And he said, you want to count down? And I said, nope, because I'll back out.
Uh-huh.
And out of the plane we went. I didn't even think about it. And it was so much fun.
Wow. You
I
didn't
didn't even get scared.
you didn't even land at a football game or nothing. You just jumped
No,
out.
so that was kind of boring. But
Does Does your stomach feel like, when you go up over a bump real fast and it's like,
No.
Does it feel like that when you're falling?
No, I didn't really notice that. Your face hurts really bad.
All the way.
Because it's like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, how fast do you fall? 100 mile an hour?
it's really fast.
9.2 feet per second. Isn't that the law of gravity?
I don't know.
Ooh, someone's gonna fact check that.
Yeah. I've never skydove.
That's
It's cool.
that's
I'll
exciting
look
because my wife and I've talked about doing that.
It's a lot of fun.
But like I said, in my household, I don't think I'm afraid of heights because like I can look over this balcony over here. We're 7 stories up, not a problem. I can climb up on a grain bin, not a problem. But anytime I don't feel like my footing is sure,
Yeah.
it's a little bit different.
I'm not afraid of climbing up. I'm not even afraid of falling. I'm afraid of landing.
Yeah.
The very end.
Yeah.
But if it's high enough up, it's suddenly not your problem anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
All right, next question. What is her favorite meal?
Oh. Plain bacon cheeseburger
What?
with sweet potato fries and caramel dipping sauce.
You got it.
Plain bacon cheeseburger.
A plain bacon cheeseburger. So is that
Yes.
like a hamburger?
A hamburger.
with cheese.
A cheeseburger with bacon and nothing else.
No vegetables.
Oh, so no ketchup, no
None of
No,
that.
absolutely no ketchup. Ever. No.
No
or
mustard?
lettuce.
on a burger. Period.
No. No ketchup on anything ever, period.
Ever.
Ever.
And not even French fries, because that's why you put caramel sauce
Sweet
around.
potato fries, gotta have the caramel dipping sauce.
Have you ever
so
had
good.
melted marshmallows with sweet potato fries?
I have to.
That sounds good, but no, I haven't.
I have never dipped my sweet potato fries in caramel sauce.
Absolute
It
game
will
changer.
change your life.
Have you ever had the melted marshmallows?
I have, yeah.
Yeah. That was something
'Cause
up
that-
in Webster City. They're like, you want melted marshmallows with those? I'm like, oh, sure.
Well, yeah, I'll take some melted
I
marshmallows.
guess. It was
After
pretty
you're
good.
offered it makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
because you put marshmallows on sweet potatoes at Thanksgiving or yams or whatever you want to call that.
Yeah, I suppose.
I've never heard of caramel sauce.
It's very good.
Like,
No way.
like straight up thick caramel.
It's like
If you warm it up,
It's
a
like the
little
caramel
more
sauce they
difficult.
drizzle on
like
stuff.
a honey or
Okay.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very nice.
Because usually for me, my sweet potato fries are either with like a spicy mayo or a ranch.
Yeah.
No, absolutely
Caramel.
not. You need to have
right.
caramel.
Really?
Man, that's gonna have to be on the next episode.
Maybe at National Farm Machinery Show. Didn't someone bring a box of sweet potatoes last year to that? I think I brought one home with me. From like North Carolina or something. Someone brought a box of
Yams.
sweet potato yams. Yeah. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Wow, that was not. I did not expect that. That was not a steak dinner. That was not.
But he got it perfect.
He did.
He did.
Nailed it.
Any
If,
brain busters on there?
Oh, I was gonna. Next one I'm gonna do is her celebrity crush.
Okay.
I don't know. Me? No,
Me?
that's not true.
That's right. He did. He did at one time had more Twitter followers than you.
He at one time had more TikTok
TikTok?
followers than me.
Yeah. She's flying by me.
Now she's just your sugar mama.
Yeah. Let's go buy some more Mac R models.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
What is it?
Oh,
Celebrity
I
crush.
actually,
Don't know. I don't know that there is
I
one.
don't have one.
None.
I really don't know.
Wow. The only one I can think of is the one that I'm not gonna ask.
What?
The one that you told me I can't ask.
Oh, the next question.
If she wins the lottery, how is she spending the money? That'll be the last one.
I bet she would buy the whole family farm, make sure it stays Emick Farms and stays in the family for another generation. There's definitely going to be some completely restored Mac R models, some completely restored old red tractors, stupid Massey combines. I don't know what else. The rest she'd probably just waste.
Has it
More
always
land. More land.
has it always been Massey combines?
Yeah.
Why? Is there
I don't know.
dealer support local or you?
I mean, it's yeah, kind of. We used to have a dealer, and he's not a dealer anymore. But they still have like parts, because we run older combines. They're not like brand new or anything, so they still have parts from when they were a Massey dealer.
Right. So you still get the support you need.
Yes, and their mechanic is great, and he's always been good to us. So we like the combines. They're simple, but since they're not a dealer anymore, we'll probably have to switch over soon.
Switch over to
Gleaner.
Well, we don't have dealer support there either.
Still
I
an
could
AGCO
get-
brand.
You get a Fendt? Ideal.
You could get a Fendt.
Ooh, I feel like that'd be a great sponsorship opportunity for them. But then you got to get the one without a steering wheel.
Oh, I can't do that.
You can drive. You can double clutch an R-Model Mac. You could drive a combine on joysticks.
Yeah, but then I gotta use both my hands.
I don't think. Do you have to use them both at the same time?
It's probably like a skid loader. You
Just do one.
One with one. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, someone tell us how to run a ideal combine. I'm sure they're going
Let
to
us know.
fill us in. The lovely listeners that we have. Make sure we don't say anything not factual on the podcast.
I got a question. Going back to the farm side. So you started farming your own ground when you were 15.
Mm-hmm.
Is land tough to come by down there? I mean, so your dad didn't just hey, here's a couple hundred acres, get started or anything like that. It was just no, you just started picking up your own.
I think he used to rent what I rent.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it was him. But yes, he used to rent it, and he let me rent it, and that was kind of his way of saying, thanks for all your help.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, land around us, there's the ones that have a lot of money and like to spend it.
Oh, yeah.
Don't care if they make a profit or not, and I'm not competing with that.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to try to. So
what's
makes it difficult, but...
So what's the future look like? What's your goal for the future of the farm?
To buy a lot of land instead of rent it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
If this keeps working out, are you going to have a southern division and a northern division?
We're just going to have a really big farm.
Just gonna go right through Illinois.
Yeah.
Cut right down the end. Just if it's along 64, it's up. for
Pretty
grabs.
much.
Yeah.
Start growing some popcorn.
Actually,
Her dad's been talking about
my
it.
dad, he asked me. It was when I brought the microwave bags home. I gave one or a couple to my dad, and he said, we should do that. I was like, do what? He said, grow popcorn. I was like, okay.
Her dad is awesome.
He is.
Dan the man. He is
the
frickin'
man.
Awesome.
Cool.
That's good.
That
Now when he
always makes
listens
it
to the show, Gavin's got that checked off his box.
Yeah, that's the brownie points. That's brownie points
You could
for
cut
ya.
that part out of it. Like, her dad is cool. Like, I could go hang out with her dad just as much as I hang out with her.
That's the best.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do probably spend more time with my brother and father-in-law than I do with my own wife. That's
Especially
not
family,
quite true.
Well, especially at family events, that's always nice to have someone to go off
Oh, yeah.
with and
Absolutely.
get away. So
Well, this has been a pleasure, and I know we're going to connect again. But I don't want to tell all of our stories tonight in this lovely hotel room setting.
yeah,
But we do ask all of our guests this year, you're going to be one of the last ones that gets asked this question. What is the best advice you have ever been given? So think on that. What is the best advice you've ever been given? Listeners, we have compiled this. Mama Lynn has compiled this list again. And starting in 2023, we will have a couple of episodes dedicated specifically to reviewing all these great answers that we've gotten from our guests. And we will review exactly what the best advice all of our expert guests and fun guests, they're all experts to an extent,
oh yeah.
have given to us. So that way we can kind of run down and either make fun of them or tell how we think they may impact our life and how we make decisions going forward.
Do we have the next question?
I think we could come up with that.
Okay.
Yeah. We will have a new question starting in 2023 for our guests. So that way we can kind of keep the variety going. Probably switch it up every 6 months instead of a full year this time because holy smokes.
A lot of shows.
That was a lot of answers. And if you've got an idea for a new question, farm4profitllc@gmail.com, 515-207-9640. What is the best advice, Grace, that you've ever been given?
I feel like you always tell people to take the time while you explain, and then they just
And they listen
to
to
you.
it.
Yeah, no. I was listening to what you were saying. I was like, what's the next question?
It always happens.
My dad always says to never take out a loan unless it's going to make you money or you absolutely need it.
I like Dan, too.
What, you don't like to just give out loans for no reason?
Not at all.
Helps you.
Hey, I didn't even do that on purpose. I wasn't even thinking about the fact that you're a banker.
Yes. No, I like Dan. I can see why Gavin likes Dan.
There's a lot to like.
There is.
Do you have an answer to that question, Gavin? Since probably it won't even be on your show.
That's right. He's not going to get that question.
I don't know that it was told to me, but it's a quote I saw a long time ago, and I still stick by it. And it's dreams only work if you do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, no one is going to go chase a goal or dream for you. You got to want it really bad.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember the first time I did see that quote, but I mean, it shows up. I've used it as hashtags. I'll throw it in captions on post.
That's a really long
like
hashtag.
that. I've got it, like my phone remembers
get
it
you.
now.
I get you, yeah.
My phone remembers it, so all I got to do is hashtag dreams, and the rest of it shows up, and I just hit it.
Yeah.
But I love that quote.
I think it's a great one. And I appreciate you sharing it with us.
Yeah.
This has been another Farm for Fun episode, and I think we had more fun than expected because it started off awkward.
I expected a lot of fun, but
Oh.
I appreciate that.
it was awkward.
I
You know,
knew
I'm
going
going to hold that against you.
Do it. And it was only because of the environment. I was like, okay, we're going to watch them come up the elevator because it's a clear glass elevator. But absolutely. No, this has been a great show. Listeners, we thank you for listening. Corey, what do you say?
Say, crack a bush light, try it in a bottle. You deserve it.